back, everybody. This week we're making corn and black bean quesadillas. We're going to use a various different amount of ingredients this week found in the recipe. So first we're going to be using these whole wheat tortillas, which are full of fiber. We're going to use a low-fat cheese, Monterey Jack. We're also going to be using a couple of canned goods, canned corn and black beans, both with low sodium. This week we're going to be adding peppers to the recipe, a couple of different spices which we'll get into later, and we're using, instead of sour cream, we're using some non-fat Greek yogurt as a substitute to keep back on the fat. So let's get started. So first we're going to start by cutting up our red pepper. Today we're adding red pepper because it fits great with these flavors. The first thing we do is cut the top off and we remove the seeds and stems. The seeds and stems, especially in spicy peppers, add a lot of heat. Now this is a bell pepper, so it's not quite as spicy as some of our other peppers. We'll then work on slicing it into even slices because we wanted to dice it up into bite-sized pieces that are similar size to our bean and our corn. Red bell pepper is a great source of vitamin C and a great addition to a lot of dishes. Right now, in early fall, late summer, bell peppers are in season, which means that they're currently growing at a great rate, and you can find them at most of your available at most of your farmers markets. Next, we're going to use green onions in this recipe, or scallions. First, we want to start by cutting off the root, because the root is inedible. Next, we're going to be using both sides of the green onion. Green onions are a great source of phytonutrients and provide a great mild onion flavor to your dish. When using the white side of the scallion, it has a little more potent flavor than using the dark green side of the scallion. Dice these again into bite-sized pieces that are similar to the size of the black beans we're using in this recipe. So next we're going to add our black beans and our corn to the bowl. Our black beans are salt-free canned black beans, and so is our corn. Canned goods can tend to be very high in preservatives, including salt. So you want to make sure you're looking for low or no sodium black beans and corn when making this recipe. Also, it's very important to rinse your canned goods. Always rinse your canned goods. If you can't get salt-free canned goods like I did, you can get low sodium, and rinsing your canned goods cuts the salt in half again. Next, we're adding a spice blend of cumin, salt, and pepper. Because we use salt-free canned goods, we can add a little bit of salt to enhance the flavor, and our spices like cumin and pepper add great flavor to this dish. Once tossed together, we're ready to start assembling our quesadilla. Next, we're building our quesadilla. On the bottom, we have a whole wheat tortilla. Because we're using a whole wheat tortilla, it's full of fiber. It's 100% a whole grain and is great for our diet. Next, we're adding 2% low-fat Monterey Jack cheese. You don't have to get whole-fat cheese when making quesadillas, or ever. This 2% whole-fat cheese has half the fat of regular Monterey Jack cheese. You can also use any cheese that you prefer in this, as long as you're looking for a low-fat option. After that, we're going to add our mixture of beans, corn, peppers, and onions. This is another source of great fiber. Beans have so much fiber in them and protein. The corn is also full of insoluble fiber, which is great for your digestion. Finally, we're going to add another small layer of cheese to help melt and keep the quesadilla together. Then we'll fold the quesadilla over and pat it down so that way everything stays in. Next, let's preheat our skillet to medium-high heat. You can also do this on your stove. Following that, we're going to be using a non-stick cooking spray to make sure our quesadilla doesn't stick to the bottom of our pan. You can also use olive oil or canola oil. Both are great options for stopping your quesadilla from sticking to the pan. Next, once the oil is hot, add your quesadilla to the pan. We're looking to have the quesadilla toast on both sides and the cheese to melt. Once the outside of the quesadilla is toasted, if the cheese hasn't melted yet, you can add a lid to help the cheese melt faster. Once your cheese is melted and both sides are toasted, take your quesadilla out of the pan and put it on a cutting board so you can cut it into triangles for serving. Then, once cut, feel free to plate with your favorite low-fat sour cream or non-fat Greek yogurt. Non-fat Greek yogurt is a great substitute for sour cream and has no saturated fat in it. Most importantly, don't forget to share with a friend.